Hello, professors. For quite some time I had an idea about how to increase VerbNet's coverage beyond its 9,602 verb senses. It wasn't until now that I worked out a means to do it. Allow me to explain. In my own work, on a database that comprises WordNet, I had to normalize the relationships of WordNet sentence frames to all the verb sense sets to make those relationships more efficient. One of the relate tables created in that process was a comprehensive list of all the unique combinations of sentence frames associated with the verb sense sets. It is to these unique groups, not the sentence frames individually, to which verb sense sets in my own WordNet database are assigned. You are also no doubt aware that WordNet sentence frames are analogous to the primaries and extended syntaxes used in VerbNet. All three are different ways of expressing specific types of English sentence structures to which specific verbs can be used. I thought, if sentence frames, primaries, and extended syntaxes serve essentially the same purpose in both lexicons, and if Princeton's Cognitive Science Laboratory has already assigned sentence frames to all the verb sense sets in WordNet, wouldn't that data serve more easily to assign more verb senses in VerbNet and increase its coverage? Still further, would some distinct groups of WordNet sentence frames to verb senses already in VerbNet occur more often in some VerbNet classes than in others? Could that statistical variation of sentence frame groups among WordNet classes be significant enough to radically facilitate and expedite the process? To test this hypothesis, I worked with the relationships of tables comprising both lexicons, which also use the WordNet-VerbNet mapping data you compiled. I had to create new tables from queries consolidating all this data due to the enormous amount of data involved, and the excessive time required to run those queries, including a table of unique VerbNet class sentence frame group combinations with an integer score. This integer represented the number of verb senses assigned a common sentence frame group within a class. That query in particular generated a table with more than 2 million records. Upon examining the resulting data in forms I constructed in Access, my hypothesis appears confirmed. Sentence frame groups to those 9,602 verb senses thus far included in VerbNet do indeed occur in many VerbNet classes far more often than in others, allowing faster, easier, and above all accurate assignment for the remaining 18,069 verb senses in WordNet, thus potentially increasing VerbNet's coverage by 188%. I make this Access database, complete with the original tables, the make table queries, the crosstab query to score the sentence frame groups, the form with which to examine the data, and yet another form to assign new verb senses to VerbNet classes, available via the SourceForge link in the caption to this video. While the interface is as intuitive as I could make it, I also include a brief user guide in PowerPoint. Professors, I understand that NSF funding is the lifeblood of much of the work you do on projects involving VerbNet Prop Bank, and quite possibly your grant eligibility would be at risk if you received work which was not specified in your grant application, or from someone whose name was not listed, or more especially from someone who does not possess a PhD. It would be remiss of me to ignore any of these considerations. Therefore, as you can see from the status of this page, this YouTube video is unlisted, and will remain so. You are the only ones who know it exists. If, however, after the 2 weeks from the posting of this video I receive no acknowledgement of its receipt, I'll simply assume that you have no interest and will make it available to anyone in the field of NLP who wants it. In either case, the reason I make it available is that VerbNet is one of the reasons I've been able to pursue my own work, and out of profound gratitude, I extend to you this token of at least comparable academic value. Thank you for your attention.